Justine.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
This is so cool.
Justine, what are you painting today?
Me? My toenails?
That counts.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
I want to see your setup.
What do you think, Red? It's good.
It's good. He gives you the thumbs up, right on.
Yeah.
So Dale, I'm spotlit on your setup here. You want to talk about it?
On this one here, I can't see. Hold on. Oh, where am I on? Oh, I don't know. What the heck?
Here, I'll focus on you.
I hate this. Hold on.
I was going to the cherries.
Oh, yeah. Because I have just two things going on here. So go back to gallery.
There we go.
When you spotlight something, that's why. Yeah, I got this. I don't know. I was going through the grocery and found beautiful cherries. I think it's a little early in the season, but they're there. So I said, okay, I'm going to go for that. And then I've been really looking at these tonalist, like Emil Carlson still lifes and these beautifully designed paintings. And so I've really been trying to set up by shape, so really like designing shapes and darks and light shapes rather than just plunking some things down on a table or whatever. I'm trying to see how these shapes kind of link up. And so I have these dark cherries and the way that I position these little baskets, I'm connecting the shadow shapes of the basket with the dark cherries. So essentially there's this dark string that's kind of going through this whole painting. It's hard to see it from the setup. Let me see, hang on. So if it's hard to see from the, it's so far away. Anyway, so the darks and the way that the phone, I'm gonna jump in here, the way the phone kind of compresses everything, but like all these darks connect with this dark, connects with this dark, and here, even this little dark under here, all the way around to here. So there's this string of dark that's kind of swimming through the setup. And then the baskets are pretty much the very similar value, a little bit darker, but very similar than the background. So essentially it's this dark against light composition that I'm working on. And so it's like the objects aren't, when I decide on the objects, that's one thing, but then actually, when I'm setting the painting up, it's like that kind of leaves my mind for a little bit, and they're just pure shapes and tones, obviously, and color. So that's what I was thinking when I was setting this up, and then how they kind of cut a silhouette against the light background, and which is really from where I am, not on the phone, because the phone kind of makes it more contrasting, but the way they compress in real life, they really have this beautiful silhouette shape design against the light background. So that's the strength of my picture, and that if that works, then essentially the picture is going to work. It just depends on how well I paint it. So or how detailed I want to paint it, or how finished, but the design is already kind of set. And if the design works, then it works. So when I look at these paintings that are painted less technical or a little softer, or, not as every little detail painted in, they still work as pictures. And I'm always curious as to why, because I think sometimes I get caught up in, how well can I paint this one little stem or cherry or something? But it's like bigger than that. It's how well is the picture set up? And then it's how well I want to paint it. So those are all the things that were kind of going through my brain when I was setting this up, and also having to prep a panel and do all that stuff. But I mean, I even went so far as to the wood that I had the cherry sitting on was darker than I wanted. And so I ran to sculpture and I grabbed some clay and I just smashed clay all over the top of the wood board so it was lighter. so that the cherries would stand out against the light board. And maybe that was just like a value difference, but it made a big difference in the actual composition because I didn't want the dark of the board combining with the dark of the cherries. So I'm making all these little decisions and calibrating all these little decisions that might not seem like I'm making decisions, but I am. Right? So even the way that the little cherries or the little lone guys are in front of the box or overlapped by the box, those are all conscious decisions. And so kind of some things are by chance, but nothing's really by accident, I'm really trying to key in. I mean, sometimes things happen when you set up and they look really nice and I just leave it. But then sometimes things need a little coaxing and I'm just a little bit of tweaking. So even when I was setting up, I was stacking the little cherries in the middle because I really liked this up and down little kind of bell curve thing that was happening between the darks of the cherries and the light of the background. It was almost like a piece of sheet music or something. So yeah, so that's the setup in a nutshell. And hopefully it works, and hopefully it's not too ambitious for 6 hours, but we'll see what happens. So I don't know, are we starting? Is everybody are we going? Or do I have to wave my hat or something and give everybody the official like a race track?
Yeah, and Dale, I made a mistake. I'd pinned your video as opposed to spotlighting it, and so people didn't see what you were talking about. Screwed that up.
I pinned it for a little bit.
Yeah, no, it goes off. It goes off something else, so it needed to be spotlit instead of pinned.
Yeah.
So, but we should get everyone started, and then maybe you can point out something again. Sorry about
Okay.
that.
I said it once. I'm not saying it again. That's crazy.
Well, anyway.
Okay, so what time is it? Let's go. Let's do it. We're we ready?
You're gonna give.
Ready?
I'm gonna go back
I'm
to.
gonna wave my squirrel hat, and you can all start now. So go crazy.
Woo!
If I had a firing pistol, I would. And I have this air horn on my phone, but I can't access it because of the camera. So the air horn will have to be later.
So we're starting.
Oh, you're already late.
That was the dramatic start.
Let's go.
Vamos.
Vámonos, amigo.
That's it. Oh, boy. Six out. Wow, this is going to be.
We're welcoming alumni Mark Popple to the challenge.
Oh, Mark.
Hello. I'm just going to set my computer up in a bit of a better thing so you can see my canvas and stuff. But I'll be back.
I love it.
We're welcoming alumni Mark Popple to the challenge.
I'm just going to set my computer up in a bit of a better thing so you can see my cameras and stuff. So I'll be
Oh,
back.
that was a wicked delay.
Yeah,
Right?
Mark, you might want to mute the YouTube.
Oh, that's the YouTube. Whoa, that was really trippy. That was crazy.
Welcoming alumni Mark Puckle to the challenge.
I got no more. How many intros does this guy need?
Yeah.
I'm muting Mark.
Sorry, Mark, you muted.
Okay, so I've shifted to spotlight your start here, Dale.
Oh no, pressure's on. Do something like crazy, something artsy. Artsy fartsy. You can't hear the YouTube thing, right?
It's muted on my computer and I muted Mark for now.
When my mom busts into YouTube, she's not going to be all like crazy.
We're welcoming Jessica Artman's coming in here.
Hey, I'm not painting, but fun to
Yeah.
watch.
You have to leave.
Why aren't you painting?
I have a flat tire and or a nail in my tire, so life took over today.
Are you at the tire shop?
I was,
Oh,
and
that's
I'm back, and having early lunch to go back
Oh.
again, and
time.
you know,
Oh
fun
yeah,
stuff.
kind of lunchtime. Lunchtime.
Sorry to get that thought in your mind.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm gonna be all hungry. How's Charlie? How's my buddy?
He's good.
Does
He let me drive his car back, which was fun.
Does he talk about me a lot?
Yeah, he misses you so much.
I love him so much. So you laughing? I think you're lying. I think you're just toying with my emotions.
Not at all. No, Dale.
Yeah,
We were gonna come sneak over to the other side of the city to come see you and Joy.
Don't tell anybody that. I'm bad. Trouble for that.
They'll lock us up.
No. It's true. So true.
They closed the they had opened the dog park, but nobody was following the rules about, distancing and masks and just the maximum amount of people. So they closed it again.
Aw.
Yeah.
Unruly dog owners. You guys are bad people.
Always breaking the rules.
They said that they opened up a bar on like the Upper East Side or something with drinks to go, and
How is that possible?
stood outside on the sidewalk drinking, and then the cops got all mad, so they shut it down. It's like, what do you think people were gonna do? You know?
Yeah. So funny.
I know, it's so weird.
Okay, I'm gonna mute so you don't hear me chewing. You're looking good, Dale.
Oh, I'm just starting. I got 6 hours to go here. So
Oh, is this a 6-hour? Wait, this is not called a competition. It's called a challenge.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's just to do it. You know?
Maybe I will be able to join this afternoon. I could do it like a 2-hour.
The heck kind of siren is that?
Whipple's gonna come in the afternoon also, so you should do it
Oh, cool. Okay.
for a little bit.
If I get my car back, I'm in.
Awesome. Dale, you want to talk about what you're doing?
Oh, I'm just painting, getting some masses in here, get some big shapes, trying to get the big shapes related. So I guess we call it drawing, right? But not getting too attached to like getting overly measured or overly. I'm just looking at these big kind of tonal masses, like I kind of said in the beginning, and this silhouette that's happening. I did take a couple of measurements starting out. I just took my half and on the horizontal, just to make sure I'm not completely crazy and off, which will probably happen anyway, and I'll just adjust on the fly, so it's fun. But yeah, so just starting to kind of feel my way through here, you know. And I know there's a landmark halfway, so like I take the outside points of my setup, so the widest points of my, like the cherry here to the cherry here, and then I know where things have to fall in relationship to that, and that kind of guides me a little bit and helps me to make some decisions value wise or shape wise and how big things are. So it's a little bit of a drawing, slowing down, kind of drawing the way we do, you know, normally, like if I was blocking in or something. But I mean, I am blocking in, yes, but I'm just doing it a little bit differently. I think this kind of frees me a little bit too from being too tight. I can make this little silly kind of thing. This is like, I don't even know what this is, you know, it's a little maybe cartoony or something, but you know, I start to kind of, I could just see if it's going to work and, you know, feel my way through here. So it's a lot of, I don't know, it's organizing and it's drawing, but I'm really not trying to be overly measured or stiff or tight at this phase, because I'll get there later, just not now. I'm making sure it's going to fit on my panel. I'm making sure they're not bigger than life size, because I never really like to paint bigger than life size. So a lot of things I'm kind of thinking about as I'm doing it. Using burnt umber, it's a nice little warm undertone for all this. And pretty dry, no medium or anything yet. I will use a whole bunch of Marigé later. And that'll allow me to just keep painting and keep layering without disturbing what's underneath. So I'll talk about that later, I guess. The evil Marigé.
I'm gonna go back to the full group a moment. Thanks, Dale.
Yeah.
Jose, can I focus on you a moment? Someone's requesting on YouTube.
Sure.
Okay. You want to show us what you're working on, what the setup is, and then the sketch you're doing?
Sure. So I'm trying to figure out a composition first. I bought some flowers yesterday, and they're a little bit dead. So I'm gonna be painting a bottle with the roses, but I'm gonna be focusing more on the bottle than on the roses. Here you can see the sketches I'm doing.
Nice.
Just trying to figure out a composition. For this, I think I'm more interested in the design than the rendered flowers or bottle. I want to make a pretty composition instead of focusing on the rendering for this piece. So I don't know, let's see how this goes.
Great, thank you so much.
Hold on.
Lorenzo, we're gonna pop over to you a second if that's okay.
There's nothing much to see yet, but I can talk about it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, if you don't mind, like, what are you painting
Oh, sure.
at the moment?
So right now I'm painting this. It's like a flowering bok choy in a dinner set. And
What
then,
inspired you?
well, I was cooking green curry yesterday, and then I noticed one of the bok choys was flowering, so I decided to just drop it in. And then right now I'm just got a rough outline, line drawing, and then I'm trying to get in the masses and try to think about the color harmonies and how basically just drop in some color notes and see what works and kind of modulate them until something clicks.
Hmm. Yeah, we're about 20 minutes in, so it's really early.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for now.
Thanks, Lorenzo.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Let's see.
Lorenzo, I really like the setup. It's Yachin.
Thanks, Yachin. Thank you.
I love it.
Let's pop over to you, Yachin.
No.
Do you want me to wait? I don't have to if you don't want.
I'll probably have something more in like 10 minutes.
Sounds
I
great.
promise you.
Yeah, no worries. Jose, do you mind if I update to your Instagram?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.
for it. Sounds like an
Rick, can we focus on you a moment? Okay. Great. I'm going to unmute you. There you go. Hey,
Hello.
how's it going? Oh, that's
Um,
all of a sudden the way you said hello, I was like, oh, I missed the videos that you and I.
I know. I posted one to Instagram.
Oh, wait, we just lost your video. There you go.
Okay, sorry. Let me plug in here. Got a low battery already, man.
Yeah, Zoom eats battery.
Yeah, so, well, here, I'll talk and then I'll plug that in. I started with like a big gesture on mine and then went in and kind of got familiar with the anatomy of the snapdragon. So I'm doing these pink snapdragons here. And this is my first time painting snapdragons. So I was just kind of like seeing how they act, like how they open and how they have mouths and bellies. And so I'm treating this kind of as like an anatomy study for snapdragons for these flowers. So I did a general kind of where I want them to be, and then went through and kind of thought about anatomy. And now I'm going in with my pillowcase, this light pink color, and cutting back into some negative shapes. And I think my plan will be to kind of block these in and get the negative shapes, and then tackle these in a more general way, and then go back and make them really study what's going on with them.
And you were spontaneous this morning, or were you thinking maybe you'll pick something from the garden yesterday?
Well, I was kind of thinking I would do a grapefruit because I wanted to practice that Justin Wood kind of like yummy, what is it called? Like not backlit, but when something is lit up, it has that like specular, or what is it called when something's lit from behind? Someone might have to chime in.
Transmission diffusion.
Yes, thanks, Yachin. Transmission diffusion. But it's kind of cloudy out, which is good because that will give me a little bit extra time to paint. I have these big windows in my apartment, but it's not as great for getting that glow. But I got this like first sprig of snapdragons. It's the only thing blooming in my backyard right now. So I got lucky. And I also had this pink pillowcase. So I'm doing kind of like an all pink, and I'm gonna figure out how to get those greens in there in a nice harmonious way without being too like weird, like green pink. So I had been eyeballing them, but they've really just opened in like the past day. So I was planning on the grapefruit because I didn't think they'd be here, but it all worked out. And I'm kind of doing, I don't know, here, let me see if I can tilt. I've got some piles here, some mother piles mixed up for kind of being able to turn the form in like a gradient from light to dark. And I've got some greens mixed up. And I was doing like the Justin Wood style, where you like mix it on your palette knife and you hold it up to, see if I can get that. You like hold it up to your subject, and you can kind of get a good start on color that way, and then kind of land on the form after that in an ideal world. Yeah, I'm just trying to go in and create some nice negative shape outlines or negative shapes that I like. And so that there is variation. So maybe I have like a little bit bigger shape on this side. And that will balance like the bigger shape over here and kind of going back and forth so that it creates like a nice zigzag, even though the snapdragons kind of, I guess they are kind of tilted, but they also seem kind of like they're in rows. So maybe there's a tilt here and then a row here. And in the back here, I'm going to edit out some of those ones in the background so I get another nice big negative shape in here. So I'm kind of like how you do in landscapes, kind of choosing what to include and what to leave out.
You have some nice bling on your finger too there.
Oh yeah, this is
Some-
my, people at school know this guy, my little bunny. He's cute. He's also pink. So, you know,
There's a theme
there's a theme.
today.
Yeah, this is today's theme. Gotta keep it interesting while you're at home, you know?
I'm going to bring us back to the full grid. Thank you, Britt.
Thanks, guys.
Liz, can I come zoom in on you? You can give me a thumbs up. Let's see, I can unmute you.
Yeah.
I got you.
You got me?
Yep.
Okay,
Want to talk about what you're doing?
sure. So mine probably looks different than everybody's because I'm really focusing on color, which is a little different than usual. But I've been exploring this route and it is not, I guess, without drawing. So I start out making these sort of color blobs around color value. So not just color, value too at the same time. And I'm really trying to exploit the color. So I'm using these, like I'm putting really chromatic color mixtures right onto my canvas just to see what kind of color I can exploit. And I started out with these kind of weird hard lines at the top and the bottom, and that's just to get my top and my bottom. And I want to actually draw it as I see it right away, just to see if I can start to see in my mind's eye what it's going to look like. And when I'm getting, so it's very blobby and very sort of, I'm trying to get placement and then I'm trying to get color movements. So my lights, and I'm doing that by getting the color that is in my lights, because that's where most of my color is going to occur. And then I'm trying to inch in from the outside into the drawing. So I'm not even in here yet. And when you squint down and you look at the still life, you really see the way that this pops and these 4 flowers pop. And so I'm just kind of inching in using all the brushes, all the brushes here, to get to that point where I can draw with the right color value. So yeah, it's kind of fun. We'll see. I usually do a Alla Prima with a drawing underneath, but this one I'm really going for it and trying to draw very intentionally. So draw when I know I can, once I have things sort of in the place plumbing. So it's going to look like a little bit of a mess for a while, but then it's going to be awesome. I hope.
I love your cheering. When did you pick your daffodils?
I actually got my daffodils this morning, and I'm staying in the country, and there's a ton of property on where the cabin is, where I'm staying with some other artist friends. And these are just like spouting up in really random places. So there'll be like little bunches along the side of the road. So every now and then we are excited to see a couple that have popped up. And so I got these this morning, and they're like, where I'm staying, I'm not kidding, they have the least charming things. So like if you look around this house, it is really hard to find anything of any charm. So flowers was my best bet. And I'm very happy to be spending time with these flowers.
And Ananda, she ducked out. She said she'll be back later.
Yeah, Ananda, who's also staying in this place, she had a little appointment, so she'll be back. You'll see her soon.
Okay. Nice. Thanks, Liz.
Yeah.
Dan, it looks like you're setting up in a kitchen.
Yep. I finally got my setup going. I kind of got here right at like a few minutes before starting, and I've just been dropping pots and pans since then. So here we are.
That's awesome. Do we get a peek of what you're, just the composition itself that's like set up?
Yeah, yeah. Let's see.
Spotlight you here.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. You want me to
scary.
stop? There you go.
So I've got a papaya
Oh.
and some flowers, canopies. It seems like everyone's doing flowers today because somehow it's springtime and maybe it just feels like the right thing to paint. So yeah. Yeah, one thing I was thinking about is that a lot of the stuff that I've been trying to do so far, I've been kind of looking at like sort of more like maybe like formal compositions where it's like a triangle and everything's gonna try to look nice and I'm not gonna paint like super rotten fruit or something. But I was thinking maybe I should try looking kind of like what Dale was saying, but like at Emil Carlson or some of the Spanish painters and various other people, where it's maybe like it'll be like a meal. Like I think Antonio Lopez Garcia will sometimes paint where there's like a fork with like half-eaten food. And I've always wanted to do something like that, and I figured why not give it a try today. So it might be a complete failure, but we'll see what happens. So that's where I'm at. And I'm still trying to figure out where to put my camera or phone here, just so I can focus on the painting. But yeah.
It can be hard to prop angle those. But cool.
Yeah.
Good insight.
Are we gonna have like a little like is it gonna be like people talking and stuff, or what's going on? Or like is it gonna be like we're gonna just like go on individual people, or can we like respond to each other and
Oh my
stuff?
gosh, please talk, have conversations. Yeah.
Okay.
It's more interesting.
Sweet.
So we can all hear each other. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And sometimes you'll want to mute yourselves if there's like too much noise, but please, yeah, have a conversation, ask each other questions, you know.
Cool.
If you unspotlight me, can I still talk?
Yes.
Okay, unspotlight. Yes. Okay, great.
Yeah,
I was gonna say though, when Liz was saying like, oh, like the place you're staying has like no charm, and I sometimes feel like the places I'm at, that it'll not look paintable. It has like no charm, but then I'll see some things that people paint and I'm like, how did they just like happen to go somewhere and stay in the perfect place and it looks beautiful? Like I don't know if anyone's ever, or you know, like what's his name, Jeremy Lipking. I've seen like some painting where he was like in Italy and he stayed in like the perfect apartment with like this like crazy light coming in, and I always wonder like how did that happen? Or maybe he just found that within wherever he happened to be. Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
like,
it's
what
so
is it?
nice when. Sorry, I'm just chiming in since I
Go
made
for
the
it.
comment. But I mean, some people might come to this place and be super inspired. I think it's really personal, you know. But I don't know about Jeremy Lifking, but I do know about Italy, and I was definitely really inspired when I was there. So I don't know. I think some places are like, you're going to get like most of the people find inspiration. Other places, maybe one person finds inspiration. It just seems like it is really personal, but then there's just some undeniably beautiful and inspiring spots that Italy just happens to be on my list of what I would call the most beautiful location to paint. But that's just me. You can always go with the organic route, you know. That's why I picked flowers. It's like there's always beauty in nature, I think.
Yeah, but I sometimes wonder like why is it that, or maybe it's something in the USA. I'm sure there's like beautiful places, but then a lot of the stuff is just like they weren't thinking about that when they built it. Whereas like maybe like like Italy, I haven't been there, but I'll bet it's just like everything looks like really like well thought out and stuff.
you got to go for sure.
It's quite funny. Have you guys seen that meme about artists in quarantine? And it's like, there's really no difference from a normal day, like by yourself in the studio.
Mhm.
Sure.
I know it doesn't feel that different, except for GCA is full of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Loads of people, but
Where are you?
like the people that go into the office all the time. I'm in London, in my parents' shed.
In your parents'
So
shed?
I'm like up here every day, and then I see my parents. Yeah, it used to be the party shed. Still smells of party, but yeah. But I just like forget to even like really go outside for a walk, because I just go from my garden, from my kitchen to my garden to the studio, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's just like every day for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes.
Mhm. What I watch a lot of TV. Does anyone else?
I watch a movie every like most nights. We watch movies here.
Yeah, while I'm working, I normally like watch something to It's Only Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Love watching that. But it's because I guess I've watched all the series over and over again, so I don't actually have to watch the screen. It's just like an audio book in a way.
I do that, Eva. Xiaochen.
Yeah, I actually I was reading a book, like Patti Smith, Just Kids, and she talks about Basquiat and how he used to watch TV while he was working, but he was really embarrassed about it and he didn't want anyone to know. And I'm like, isn't that like quite normal? It's like you're doing something really slow and like sometimes just literally watching paint dry.
You're breaking up a little bit on, well, at least for me. Anyone else?
Me.
For me too. You're breaking all the time.
The connection's a little spotty. It's really broken down.
It's because I'm on my 4G. My 4G on my phone because there's no internet out in the shed. So.
Oh yeah, it's a little rough.
Yeah, I was like when I said the quarantine joke, I was like, wow, that is silence. Still.
Yeah, it was just very deconstructed. So someone on YouTube is asking what brand beer?
Oh, me. Peroni. It's so late here. It's 5 o'clock.
It's happy hour.
Yeah. You come out of quarantine either. I've obviously been seeing too many memes, but either as an alcoholic or a really good chef. No, definitely
or
not
both.
a good chef. So. Oh, both.
True.
Right. Let's spotlight. Laura Murphy, can I spotlight on you?
Whoops. Yes, sure.
Awesome.
I got a little bit of a late start. I had a phone call.
No
Came
worries.
right as you were starting.
Some people are going to be starting late too, so no worries at all.
Yeah.
Talk about what you're painting.
I'm painting what I always called a magnolia, and then I found out that it's actually a southern magnolia that you all call the saucer magnolias, just plain magnolia, but we have a lot of magnolia trees, and these little guys are kind of elusive. They're usually really high up in the trees. My husband actually had to get up on a really tall ladder to get this for me, and the blooms don't last very long at all. So I've never painted one before, but I'm excited about it. He got up on the ladder and got me 3 beautiful, gigantic blossoms. So I, tried to pick the one that I thought I could paint in 6 hours. So that's about it. I'm just, I've kind of got my shapes defined, and now I'm just putting some color notes down and getting, my shapes and colors in, and then I'll start refining and modeling. And that's about all I have to say.
You want to let us know what colors are on your palette there that you've used so far?
Okay, so basically I have pre-mixed, I went ahead and pre-mixed 3 or 4 values for the leaves, and then a highest form light for the magnolia. There's kind of a warm and a cool. Some of the petals have started to die, so they've got a little bit of a, a little bit of a ochre tint to them. And then I've got a shadow color here. I don't know if you can see my magnolias, but it smells really good in my studio. There's the, can you see it?
Yeah.
Right there. It's my flower. So that's that.
And let us know where you're painting from. Where are you?
And then
right
I'm in my studio. Which is in the it's kind of an open basement. A lot of the houses in the South, we're kind of in the foothills of the Appalachians, so a lot of the houses are on hills. They have here's art on the wall, and then I've got my.
Oh, you know what, Laura, you froze there. I think your internet connection might be shaky.
That I had to black out all my windows. Yeah. So that's that.
Thanks, Laura.
Oops.
Amanda's back.
How's it going?
Good. Just making color splotchies.
Color splotchies. Sick.
I'm coming. I just gotta put some food in my body.
What time is it? I don't even know.
10:30.
10:30.
Oh, it's later.
I believed you for a second, and then I was like, no.
Yeah.
10:30 where I'm at.
There's 2 slices of frittata.
Oh, from yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And this would be eaten?
No.
Do you want a slice of frittata?
Sure. Should I mute?
Can I pop over to our other Laura? Great. Here we go. And I can unmute you, Laura.
Oh, right.
Oh, you got
Hello.
it. Perfect. Hello. How's it going?
Good, good.
Like Jose, you're also working on some flowers, yeah?
Yes, we're sharing flowers.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. So this is what I have so far. Rotate the camera, it's a lot easier. So I started by blocking in and massing the colors, which I'm just mixing very I'm not pre-mixing as much as I usually would because I kind of want to keep it nice and fresh. But yeah, this is that's what's going on. Trying to also keep a limited palette so I'm not driving myself crazy with too many colors.
Can you talk about the colors on your palette?
Sure. So I'm using mostly cad yellow to get that really nice green, and I mix it with black, and it ends up like a very, it's really dark, and then I mixed in with some cad green to get a bluer green. The blue background is just black and white, black and ivory white. Oh my god, ivory black and titanium white, my bad. And then yeah, the flowers themselves, I mixed just white, raw umber, and cad yellow, so that it's like a greenish but very chromatic type of white, since that's what they they seem like. And then for the pinks, it's literally just alizarin, alizarin crimson, which I'm trying to be really careful with because it's so powerful. Yeah, so it's fun. I actually really love painting flowers. I went through a time period where I got obsessed with Michael Klein, and I just started watching all his videos on flower painting that I had gotten from some friends, and I just started doing a bunch of flowers.
That's awesome. We're
Yeah.
big fans of Michael Klein. Now that's a towel that you're using as a background, right?
Yes, it's a towel.
That's awesome.
I just really like the bluish grayish color that it had. I felt like it would go really well with the greenish yellow of the flowers.
It's nice when you can find those things at home. I know the past couple months, everyone's been rummaging through their house.
Yeah. I mean, last night I laid it on my chair and then I put it next to the flowers, you know, because I was gonna put it away, and I was like, wait, this works. This is perfect.
And did you go out for coffee this morning? I see your coffee fuel in the corner there.
It's actually yesterday's coffee, and I only drank half yesterday. And Jose also bought one, and we put them in the refrigerator. So we had coffee today.
I forget how many coffees you're on now, Dale. Are you on your second or third?
Come on, 3. Well, yeah, okay, 3. 2 since I got to the studio, and 1 this morning. So yeah, that's 3.
Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome.
You're a lightweight, Dale.
I'm sorry, Mark. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I know, but the day's not done. I'll have way more.
That's true.
Only noon or something. So the crash hasn't happened yet, and then I'll take more.
Dale, you want to give a shout out to your buddy's coffee that you had delivered this morning? You were so excited, your UPS.
Just got my 2 pounds. Where am I? I don't know if you guys can see. My 2 pounds of Alphabet City roast from 9th Street Espresso. My favorites. 2 pounds. That'll last me 2 weeks. So it's a pound a week. I'm the only one who drinks it in my house. Nobody else drinks coffee.
I am officially jealous.
Oh, you can get some shipped over there, Mark.
I do have Pete's coffee shipped to me in Maine.
That's just respectable. You're such a San Francisco guy.
Stephanie, can we pop in and see what you're up to? I can unmute you. Wait. Yep, now I hear you.
Awesome. Yeah. So let's see. I'm gonna lift this up for everyone. So I've got a fascination right now with blue glass and the way that light looks through blue glass. So I decided I wanted to navigate a basically backlit scenario with blue glass, and then also I was inspired by a tarot card today. So I'm playing with just like what kind of like a morning ritual of mine is, with sitting down, reflecting upon my mental state, and like sort of analyzing life through a few words and like ideas. So with this in particular, it's well, an examination of the idea of the more volatile aspect of water, and that being namely steam. So I have a teacup set up, and I'm going to use sort of this moment in here. Obviously, even if there had been steam a little while ago, it would be gone by the end of the day. So I'll probably refresh at the end of the day to get an idea. But I wanted to use the dark moments of the window pane and the cup itself to kind of let steam come off of here. So that'll be one of the very last things that I add. And for now, I've not actually painted blue glass before, so I'm just I wanted to play with that first because I knew that was going to be some of my most chromatic moments. So I was kind of just playing with that, laying in relative values around that, and then kind of getting rough ideas of what's going on the glass. One of the main things I'm trying to focus on with like the past few paintings has been using the reflections to really be able to feel what the texture of an object. So I have the blue glass, and then let's see if I can get over to here. Let's see if it'll actually take. Yeah, so got the blue glass reflections on the blue glass, and then also a very reflective surface of the cup. And then there's also the silver spoon, which is likewise incredibly reflective. And that in juxtaposition with just like, wood. And yeah, and I'm kind of excited to play with not only the backlit like glass itself, but also plant life is so beautiful backlit. I think that's one of my favorite forms of like aspects of chroma, as well as namely through leaves. The like it just the green, like the verdant nature of it is just so magical to me. So yeah, I'm just playing with that, and I figure I'd do it with something short like this, namely because it's a test of sorts for me. So I'm gonna test out the waters and see how it goes. Yeah.
Lorenzo, did you want to ask Stephanie something? I saw you come close to the camera, especially after tarot cards were mentioned. We have a bunch of tarot cards fans here.
I just went to the laptop to fix it because it's currently standing precariously on my shelf.
So it was just a coincidence about the tarot card reference.
Yeah.
Few of us have been doing our card meditations, I know. And Britt did a self-portrait inspired by a tarot card.
Well, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Stephanie, what tarot card was it, if we can ask?
Yeah, of course. The Prince of Cups.
So, and by that, I use the top deck, so it's technically the Knight of Cups. If that, so like I don't know if that rings any bells for anyone, but the idea with something like water being incredibly passive in a way that I like it, you know, literally filling the container in which it exists, and air being obviously volatile, and likewise gases do the same thing, except without like gravity. So it's a very different particular combination. It says a lot about my state of mind, and for those of you who have access to that knowledge, yeah, you understand.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Thank you.
So we're about an hour 20 in because we started about 20 minutes late. But how's everyone feeling? Muted.
Feeling good, Joy. Feeling good.
Thanks, Liz.
I was muted. And I was talking while I was muted, which was awesome.
Is Dale gonna give Van a crit?
We do need to pop over and see what Van's up to with her Costco boxes over there.
Yeah, is she setting up or painting? You still setting up, Van? We're an hour in.
No, but it's kind of like glary, so I keep adjusting it. I can show you guys.
Oh, I
what I'm
spotlight you.
looking at. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Internet in my room is kind of like crappy, so just make sure. So I have set up here 3 roses and some apricot on paper, and I'm just blocking it in with the color. And then after I have everything in, I'm gonna come back and focus more on the form thing.
So pretty, Van.
Thank you.
What inspired you, Van?
Oh. I guess I just have this yellow roses from last week, and I want to paint it. So I'm just trying to get a setup which go with yellow roses, and yeah, I guess that's it. I also try to think about things that Dale talked earlier about, like light value in front of dark and things like that when I set up. Yes, that's it.
Nice. I love that little vase. That's like that you have it in. That's cool.
Thank you.
I'm laughing because I heard my voice around here. I guess someone in the living room watching the live stream.
That's awesome.
Cole's
Dan.
watching you paint in the other room.
Van, someone's watching you paint in the other room.
I guess.
Dale, Van gave you a shout out there.
Just sucking up because she wants to get a critique later. I'm smarter. I'm on to her. I've been dealing with her for a long time. Her and Yachin, they're always in cahoots, those two, you know?
Yeah, this feel like our Sunday class.
That's it?
Our Alla Prima class.
True.
Well, most of the time I talked in that class, so I don't do much. I didn't do much.
It's really a 3-hour class for you.
So today I will try to focus and shut up. If I start talking, well, then I will have nothing done. That happened multiple times in their class.
Well, you're doing great so far.
Yeah, because I haven't talked anything. See?
It's true.
Okay, I'm gonna come back to painting.
So Van, what'd you eat for breakfast?
It's already lunchtime. Well, as same as usual.
I'm just
Peanut
trying
butter
to
egg
talk
sandwich.
more so that you paint less.
You evil. What in your setup, Yachin? What was that? Is that a pillar?
No, it's like a mini shovel.
Okay, gonna spotlight you there.
See? It's like a baby shovel.
So you eat your apple with that, or what that?
No, I don't actually use this shovel. It's just cute. But I could try to eat it. And I'm actually, I actually shoveled out 2 divots from the apple. And don't tell Dale, I'm still trying to figure out my composition, but I've blocked in all the major like value shapes. And I'm just trying to figure out if the shovel goes down diagonal like this or up against the apple.
Mm.
Or
So
off the
who dig the apple?
What do you mean who did the apple?
Who dig the apple?
Oh, I did.
What's the name of the painting? I mean, who dig the apple in your painting?
What? This?
I don't know. I'm asking you. There's an
Who
apple.
painted this?
There's a
I
shovel.
painted it.
Who's digging it?
Wait, what?
Who using the shovel
Yeah,
and
who's digging?
digging your apple in your painting?
Oh, who do you think? It's
Wolverine.
This is very, you finish the experience, Van. You project all of your baggage and your experience onto my painting, and then it's up to you.
There will be no Superman looking in the dark in your painting?
No, I don't have Superman with me. I bought Darth Vader recently, but that's for another thing. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Who is it? Who do you want it to be? Could be My Little Pony. It could be Super Mario. It could be Little Van. It could be Dale.
Easy.
But I thought I would focus on an apple and try to turn it extremely well today. That's why I didn't put too much in here. But yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, just putting in the values. I did a dry brush underneath so that there'd be some warmth coming through. It was already toned. And then just to set up the wood, I usually put like burnt umber or burnt sienna underneath, and then I'll put cooler layers on top during Alla Prima. So that's what I'm doing. And then just trying to split up the values.
Okay.
Do you want to tell us what
Listen.
colors are on your palette?
Yeah, sure. So I realized that I don't have cad yellow. So I'm just trying to figure out how to get to that green. So to get the lower value greens, I'm doing ivory black and yellow ochre. And then to get the brighter chroma, I'll probably put in some Naples yellow deep. And then I have some permanent green light on my palette as well. And then I have a like sort of titanium white, but it's like flake white hue. So it's bumped down a little because I'm really bad with lead paint. And that's it. I can show you my palette, but I heard that my palette makes other painters very nervous because it's very messy. Because the string is in my mind. But it's actually, it makes sense right now, kind of. See that? See, that's a string, I think. But yeah, other people's palettes are much more beautiful. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on, and hopefully it's super compressed, the apple, and you can barely even see where the terminator is. Like, so I'm gonna have to figure out that, and there's a lot of bounce light from the cardboard, but I'm turning the cardboard into wood anyways. So we'll see. Thank you, Joy. You're a great executive producer.
Thank you. I think I interrupted a question, Chin, that Van had for you, though. Van, do you have a question?
I'm just asking to teach me to paint the wood. Alla Prima.
Yeah, so do you have a tone down?
Yeah.
Do you know like what hue you want your wood and what values?
Well, I put a layer of burnt umber over it. But you were just gonna do like the way that you showed me earlier when you paint multiple layers?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, but thinking about how it's wet. So you're not gonna get any like dry brush dragging in this one.
Okay.
But you can try to make the front plane more transparent and the top plane more opaque. If you just keep that, just because the light's coming up from the top. I think that's how I do it. I don't know.
Okay. Try to do that and ask you later.
We could ask Dale. I don't know.
He's refused to talk to me, so I don't know.
Dale.
Make it sound so bad. Yeah, Chin nailed it. She's good. Just do what she said.
Dale taught me everything I know in Alla Prima.
Not true.
It's true.
How many Dale's Alla Prima class did you take so far?
All of them. I think I started taking it since the beginning. Right,
Like
Dale?
2 years? For 2 years? Wow.
Yeah, a long time.
The beginning is bad and rough for a very long time with Alla Prima.
Oh, hello, Ananda. Can we spotlight on you? I can unmute
Sure.
you.
I am muted.
Awesome. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm sorry I'm late.
No, no
Red
worries.
hair, Ananda.
Yeah. Hi, Van.
Hi.
It's funny because I can hear myself on the other side of the house on Liz's phone. So I just am in a closet. You can see all the like puzzles, and we don't have a lot of like the main room in our house has too much ambient light, so you have to like hide in one of the side rooms to get side light like this. But I'm in a west facing window, so things are going to get real interesting later. Although it is cloudy today. So yeah, we don't have a lot of still life objects in the house that we're in. So I'm doing some fruit. This is the very last lemon that we have. It's sacrificing its life. And some raspberries and a little jar of jam. And I think the best part is that we don't have a lot of cutting boards. So the cutting board I have to use, let me see if I can get it up there, is like pig shaped. So it's not ideal because it makes the edge in the front not a straight line. But
you didn't want to incorporate that literally?
I don't know. You know, I kind of suggested it here, and I'll decide if I want to make it scoopy or not. We'll see how resolved things get in 4 hours. Yeah. So I was stupid to pick something with like this jam jar here that I'm working out right now has like a octagonal base, which is going to be tricky. And then of course I had to do an ellipse like an idiot. It will take up too much time. But primary colors, red, yellow, blue.
And you have your palette set up?
Yeah, so here's my palette. I went full Katie Whipple on this one. We got ivory black, 2 kinds of raw embers. This is green earth, viridian, cobalt purple, cobalt violet, ultramarine, alizarin, burnt sienna. You're welcome, Greg. Vermilion, raw sienna, yellow ochre, lemon yellow, lead white, titanium white. Everything. And I even put out fresh paint today, which really never happens. So that's exciting. I'm gonna mess around with the jam jar a little bit longer, and then I'm too impatient. I just want to get into the color experience. So, and I intentionally left it. You can't really see it very well in the Zoom, but I intentionally left the jam jar kind of in the shadowy corner so that I can half-ass a lot of the shape. Got to be efficient. Also, I would like to say I have a glass Coke. I haven't had a soft drink in so long, and it's so good.
Are you rocking the top knot style now?
You like it?
Oh yeah. How does that, you curl it up or you braid it up?
No, it's just like the whole back half of my head is long like it was before quarantine cut. And shout out to Liz Beard for giving me this pretty killer haircut. She did a pretty good job.
Nice.
I know. I wish I could like get live in the world so people could experience it in all of its weirdness. But I'll just have to wear it this way for a while till I see everybody again.
So before we sent out the list of superlative categories, I consulted Ananda, and she wanted us to have both best hair and best dressed because she wanted
I just knew I wasn't going to win in any of the painting categories, so I wanted to like ensure my success. My I'm like shaking the crap out of the camera. Got my little under the table setup. And a little close up on my actual setup. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you. We'll check back in a bit.
Okay.
Oh, and we should check in with Jacob here, Jacob Gabriel out in Utah. Can we spotlight you? And then, let's see.
Hello. Can you hear me?
You might have to talk up a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're just a little quiet.
Okay. I was just adjusting my camera. I'm just working on a color study right now. That is, I'll just pull this out actually. So I'm working on this little color study, and hopefully I'll do like a bigger, I'll do a full drawing and do something similar to this. This might not be the end composition for the bigger painting, but something along these lines. And I'm trying to do something I think that Liz was saying, like just kind of block in with like little color masses and then let the drawing work out that way. For this color study at least. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that for the bigger painting. But I'm just playing around with that. I have this sandstone rock with the lizard kind of carved out of it, which I've wanted to paint for some time. Now I'm doing it. Anything else to say?
Can you talk about your choice of objects there?
I like the vase a lot because it has that really sharp, bright highlight, which I think you can see. But it reminds me of, I don't remember any of the artists' names, but I think some of like the Dutch painters, some of their, sometimes they have like really beautiful, like almost just like a dab of white highlight on like a somewhat darker base or cup or something. So I'm excited to try to play around with that and try to implement the stuff we learned in the drawing year to painting some of these objects using chroma and hue. Try to do some value compressing to make the lights really pop, and also try to learn how to manage my darks better, as that's something I've struggled with in the past, like these areas. Those are typically kind of hard, have been harder for me in my past experience painting. But yeah, and I have some dead roses that I've been letting dry out for some time, and added those into the mix this morning.
Nice.
How many people are on the YouTube stream?
Right now there's 33. It goes up and down. Yeah. Sometimes people ask questions. So yeah. I'll
How
type
many
it.
people are painting right now? Do you know? Have an idea? Hello?
I'm trying to count.
Oh, sorry.
You don't need to apologize for that. 18. And we haven't checked in with everyone yet. Mark Popple, let's pop over to you.
Hello.
Now, not everyone in the Zoom might know you, but you're an alumni.
Yeah, I left in 2016, and originally from the UK, now living in Maine and sometimes California. And yeah, it's been good to get back to painting. I've had a couple of years off, so yeah, it's good. Anyway, let me just show you the setup. So I found that pot. It's a metal pot. It looks like a crucible of some kind, and I kind of just decided that I would do this morning. So I just went out in the garden and got some daffodils and stuff. Not daffodils, dandelions. Well, they're yellow. Begin with a D. And so that's the setup. So just show you my pictures. I was just sort of massing in the pot, and I got some paint on the background, and then I'm going to start putting in some flowers pretty soon. So,
You want to talk about what's on your palette?
well, people were talking about messy palettes, and mine's pretty messy. I've got some white and there's yeah, so there's some lead white. I've got some transparent base because it dries quick. Yellow ochre, some Indian red. What was it? I didn't even look at what it was. Burnt sienna, raw umber, and some ultramarine and alizarin crimson, just to tweak the neutrals a bit. And yeah, so it's been really good. I painted with I did some still life with Dow, and that was fun. I mean, even that was Dow, it was still fun.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
Yeah, that's it really. Just enjoying it, getting back into it.
It's nice to have you back.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Yeah. We commented in the Friday class, and Dale, this is a great time to plug your part-time classes, since we know the dates for the summer for them.
Oh yeah.
Do a little advertising.
Doing Monday mornings and Friday afternoons. Still have painting 6 weeks. We do a painting from start to finish, hopefully, and yeah, we go through all the steps. We do. We start with the value study, then we do the poster study, then we get into the drawing and the transferring, and then underpainting, and then overpainting. So we really go through the whole thing. It's been a lot of fun. It was a little bit of an experiment. I think it worked out really well, and yeah, we'll do it again. So it was good. I mean, Mark could probably tell you, but I think overall it went really well. I think everybody followed the core, we all kind of did it together, which was really nice. to see everybody's work, and we get to do kind of group critiques. So that was really great. And the Zoom thing, we're getting better and better. So it seems like the technical aspects of it were really good. So I thought it was great and it worked out really well. I'm excited to do it again.
So yeah, I can say it was a really good format. Yeah, sure.
Great.
Very good.
Well, thanks for that advertisement, guys. I appreciate it.
Huh.
I think there's a few people we haven't checked in on yet, and then we'll.
Uh-oh, did we lose everybody?
No, we're here. Amalia, how are things going over there? I can unmute you. Or I can't. I'm having trouble there.
Hi,
Hey, how's it going?
it's going okay. I started late and I set up the still life. I'll have to move the computer in a moment. So it's like just a setup with some fruits. And yeah, I just started laying in the background color. Can you see that?
Yeah, the light is getting hit kind of hard on it with the white, but we're getting an idea.
Yeah.
You turn it, try going right head on to the white for a second, onto the paper. The camera. Let's see, because the window is coming in. Oh, there we get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I wanted to keep it simple, but have like colors. I like when I was setting up, I just put some fruits on the table and I liked the colors. And yeah, it's like I'm just trying to keep the background compressed in terms of value and focus on the fruits. So right
Oh,
now
it's
it's
so
like,
beautiful.
thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. It's
We
like,
need to FaceTime as well.
we need why?
FaceTime, cool.
Yes. Yes.
We'll have a side convo.
On FaceTime. After 5. What are you working on?
Yeah. yeah.
Amali, can you talk about what you used on the background?
For the background, I wanted to keep the values close together of the wall and the tabletop. So it's like I just use cobalt blue and ochre yellow and white and a little bit of raw umber just to neutralize everything. Yeah, and it's just yeah, variation of those pigments to make the transition from the light side to the shadow here. Yeah, I'm sorry, the light is like either it's focusing on the table or it's focusing on me, you know, it's tricky.
But we're getting an idea sometimes, and it is striking. So thank you so much, Molly.
Thank you, Joy.
Eva, can we spotlight you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't. I guess I can show you what my setup is. It's these fun boots and my bra. Because I was doing a still life, which is up there, of like satin silk. So I kind of wanted to carry on from that. And yeah, and then I thought the colors worked. The yellow worked really well with the fire on the boots. And I'm just about to start the fire on the boots. So I haven't really done any of the form or anything, and I think that's like kind of what people are doing. They're just blocking in the colors and like finding the shapes, I think. And then I'll like start making it pretty. And I'm hoping, because I haven't done this before, that if I use white spirit stuff with the first layer, it will make it dry quicker, so that I can do the next layer like with more detail and bringing out the shines in these crazy boots. So like crazy heels. And is the internet, is it glitching again?
Yeah, it's a little bit. For the picture, if you move the device quickly, it takes time to catch up if the internet connection's a little
Okay.
slow is better when yeah, that helps.
So that's it. So I tried to make it look like my bedroom floor with the like rug and the fake paper background. And yeah, I mean, it's a lot of like little detailed things, but I think like by blocking it in and then like slowly like defining it down, I won't get too caught up in the details till the very end. So like hopefully we'll get through it all like in time. And also this is my perfect time for working. I love working from 5 to 10, although the light will like really severely change, but actually by now it doesn't really matter because I'm not really looking at I'm trying to find the shapes and the colors. So by the time it gets dark and I start doing like the form, it will be so like light and dark, and it will look much nicer. Yeah, at the moment they look like lemons. They're like that. That is it.
Thanks, Eva.
Thanks.
I'm glad you let us spotlight.
I know. Changed my mind. Thanks, bye.
Bye. We'll check back in a bit. So is that pseudo there? Because I see like an angle of a still life box.
Oh yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Can we see what you're working on?
Okay, sure. So here I'm working on the. Can you see it? The my painting or my series?
Yeah, we can see it. Your can you tilt the camera so it goes to the side?
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to take off if you're on your phone, you have to take off your thing on settings because it's like staying in the wrong. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember.
Oh, like the Earth thing, the selfie button.
No.
Oh yeah, I gotcha.
No.
Like this. Wait, can you see it?
There we go. Yep. And just pan slowly.
Well, yeah. Now I'm just blocking the color and then see the body relationship and with chroma. And I took an idea of a cherry from Dell, and I just mixed with the grapes. Yeah.
Did Dale share some cherries with you?
Oh no, I bought a new one.
Nice. And there's your
my palettes. I'm using black, raw amber, ultramarine blue, cobalt teal, madder lake, and vermilion, white, yellow, like lead thin yellow, red thin yellow, and yellow ochre and stuff. Yeah.
Nice. Nice to
So
see the
I'm using the cherry as a red, and then the grapes is green. So I'm using like a complementary color to like see the harmonious kind of the picture of it. This was my idea behind of it.
What size is your canvas also?
I think it's like 16 by 20 or something, I guess. Or maybe a little bit smaller, yeah.
Esther, you've done a great job making your studio look just like GCA.
Yeah, because yeah, I know, right? Well, I can't walk up my home, so yeah, that's it's unfortunate, but yeah.
Your walking distance.
Mhm.
Thank you. We'll check back in a bit.
All right, thanks.
So the challenge has been going officially 2 hours now since we started, like I said, at about 11:20, although setup was happening kind of before that. Oh, we haven't talked to Josefina yet. And you're back with your camera on.
Hi.
Hello, how's it going?
Good. I just started like my blocking. I couldn't find a canvas this morning. And this is my still life. I haven't done much.
Dale also thought he had a panel this morning and didn't, and had to prep it. So you're doing it on a
Doing on Giovanni's little portrait study on the side.
That's sweet. So yeah, so talk about your blocking a little bit there.
Okay, so I first started doing like the drawing with raw umber, and then I started putting some tones like the background, and then I'm going to blocking the shadows, and after that I should be ready to start putting some paint on it.
And can you talk about your choice of objects there?
Yeah, so this morning I went to the garbage. They have a little garden in my apartment close to the garbage. And I found they had like 5 or 6 of these little vases. So I brought one from there. Then my neighbor had some leaves, some plants, and I took them out. And I went to a supermarket and got some cherries so that it can have a little bit of color.
And what's the paper in the background there?
This paper?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's just what I've been cleaning my brushes with.
I didn't see it in your composition, and so I was curious.
No, it's not part of it. I was just like, I just left it there.
Cool. Thank you. It's so nice to see your face. I haven't seen your face in a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
Erica, I saw Erica yesterday, and she says she's been coming over to work out a little bit.
Oh yeah. I bought barbells and weights to train during this quarantine.
Nice.
It's fun having someone because like before Erica, I didn't had any visits. I think Jared came once because Giovanni left yesterday. So he came like to make a little goodbye dinner for him. And yeah, that was it. I've been here on lockdown.
Yeah. It's hard. Well, I'll let you get back to your painting. We'll check back in a bit.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you.
Jose, have you already spoken?
Yeah, I did.
Oh no, I missed you. My parents are watching this on YouTube right now, so I went to see my interview.
So cool.
I didn't realize how posh I sound. Love that.
I had no idea it was on YouTube until right now that I saw like live on YouTube.
We can watch it over together later.
By the way, Eva, I love that you're putting in your shoes. That's so you.
Thank you. Well, my dad had this idea. Well, basically, if you put shoes on a table, it means someone's going to hang. So, because I was like, you can't put shoes on a table because that's just like impolite and like rude and really unlucky. And yeah, so that's kind of like what I was thinking as well. Like if I should have some rope, it means like something other than just what it is, you know? But
Yeah.
what do you think? Should I put some rope in there?
No.
No.
No, I think like that it's good.
Yeah. My dad's too old-fashioned. He doesn't get it.
Yeah, I can't wait until like to see how the shoes come out.
Yeah. Me too. I mean, yeah.
I feel like it's more like a still life that is a personal portrait. You know, like a personal still life. Mm-hmm.
What?
It's like a very personal still life.
Yeah, and I also just kind of I've always wanted to have a more modern concept with the obviously classical painting style. Because before I had just very like normal stuff like a bowl and a glass of wine. And it is really hard to find the stuff around your house to paint.
Yeah, I'm surprised I found all of these like at 8 a.m. Like I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to participate.
Yeah, because you texted me last night? Because you texted me at like 8 a.m. my time.
Yeah.
Saying, yeah, let's do it. So that means you were up really late.
Yeah.
Crazy. Well, well done for getting up.
Thank you.
Dale,
Yeah.
do you always do drawings for your bigger paintings, or sometimes you do what you're doing now?
No. No. No, I guess it depends, you know, on what I'm going for and what kind of underpainting I'm going to do and kind of the feel I want for the painting. So there's a lot of stuff that kind of goes into, I guess, the decision making. You know, and it depends on the thing that I'm painting. If it's going to be something that I can take my time on with the drawing, you know, then I will. If it's going to be something that is going to die soon or something that's more organic, then sometimes I won't. So it all just kind of depends. It's never really the same, I guess. It's always a little bit different. I try to be thoughtful about it, though, like when I'm going to do, you know, what I'm going to do and why. So if I know I'm going to do this type of wipeout underpainting or something, then I know I want to have a more finished drawing underneath. So I'll do a drawing, transfer, seal it, you know, under shellac or something, and then build out from there. And then if I'm just doing these 2 or 3 day paintings or 1 day paintings, then I usually won't do a drawing. I'll just go right in, kind of like what I'm doing now. And I'll do like a brush drawing and hope for the best. Doesn't always work, but sometimes it does, and sometimes it gives me kind of that fresh look that I'm looking for, that not too labored, kind of dead's not a great word, but kind of that dead look that I'm trying to avoid, you know. So yeah, it kind of depends.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dill, you want to talk about where you are now in the process?
It's like when you go to eat and then the waiter or server always comes over and asks you how everything is, and you got like a mouthful of food. It's like the worst moment ever.
Yeah.
That's probably how I am right now. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to kind of elevate the whole painting and see and make sure it's working, which I'm not 100% sure it's working yet. So I'm a little bit nervous about it, but yeah. So I just want to bring the whole thing up together without getting too specific on anything. I mean, I'm kind of zeroing in on things, but not really. Making sure I'm like correcting the drawing as I go, which isn't the best idea, but I'm counting the cherries and trying to, you know, be faithful to all of them and kind of plotting, thinking ahead, my little chess move or something, what the next steps are going to be. I'm using a medium that sets up really fast. So things that I'm painting, you know, are probably going to set up pretty quick, which is hard. Like alizarin is really hard to paint. Alla Prima, I think, because it's so translucent, and so I use Marge, and it sets it up faster, so I can go back over later and just kind of get that big, fat, kind of juicy paint quality that I'm looking for these cherries, hopefully. So yeah, so it's kind of, I mean, I talked about it, I guess, in my Friday class. It was like paintings always go through this kind of awkward stage, and you know, like a you know, teenager or something, you know, big feet, acne. My painting right now is kind of in that awkward phase. So, and you just got to kind of live with that phase for a little bit, because you'll come out of it, but you know, it's it's just kind of part of the process for me anyway. I don't know. I always find that I get to a point where I'm kind of want to like not give up, but I'm just kind of like, it's not doing what I wanted to do. I'll just kind of work on something else or whatever. And I think if I give into that, then things that I want to happen don't happen. And if I kind of push through, then usually these kind of little breakthroughs happen. So right now I'm in the kind of push through phase because I'm not in love with this yet. So I'm hoping that it all kind of comes together as it progresses. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, being completely honest to figure it out, you know. And I knew you were going to come around. It was kind of like dreading to come around, but it's.
I'm gonna.
So hard to be Dale.
Oh, stop it. Go away, you upstaters. I'm so mad, Michael. How come Michael never came to see me? He never came down?
Oh, he did that day, but he wasn't in the city long enough to get our shit out. So sorry for cursing. Yeah, maybe next time. You guys can stand 6 feet apart and stink eye each other.
No way, I'm gonna give him a big hug.
Good luck.
Send him back to you guys infected.
Like he's like the Trojan horse.
Exactly. Are you gonna stay up there for the whole summer?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's awesome.
It's really nice up here.
Yeah, I bet. That's awesome. You said it's northwest, right?
Yeah, we're up by Woodstock.
Yeah, right. That's so cool.
I don't really miss the city, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Especially right now, the climate's just weird. People have kind of I didn't say this to you, I don't think, but like it's like after the first snowfall in the city is like the best. You go outside and everybody's like having snowball fights and they're building snowmen, they're all laughing and everything's great.
Yeah.
And then like the next day, when you have to shovel your car out and everybody's miserable and they're like mad at each other, and like the same people you saw having snowball fights, they want to like, you know, kill each other. And
yeah.
Like the snow, the fresh snow is fallen and is gone, and now everybody's just grouchy again. So it's not like the best right now. I don't think, but
yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
I'm in and out, so I don't spend a ton of time, but it's. Yeah.
Did your son have his birthday party in quarantine?
Yeah, actually, he did. We just stayed at home. We didn't do a huge like D&D bonanza like we had hoped, and
yeah, you can't play Dungeons and Dragons and social distance.
No, they are. They play every Saturday.
Oh, do they play like on Zoom?
Yeah, they play on Zoom.
That is so cute.
That crazy campaign right now, and they're like, it's crazy.
What kind of character is he running right now?
What did he tell me? Dang it,
is he a rogue?
He had this like epiphany, but he couldn't change mid-campaign. He wanted
you can't.
He wanted to become a monk, which I thought was really cool.
Monks are powerful.
Yeah, he started telling me about the monks and what they could do, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. And then, but he's not a monk. I think he's a. He talked to you about it one day. I remember. It's the same.
I think he's a rogue.
Yeah, something like that. It's the same one.
Or paladin.
Yeah, it might be. I have to. Oh, I'm so bad. I don't even know my son's D&D character. So
you should be ashamed of yourself. You call yourself a father.
Embarrassing. And I'm alive. Child services is gonna come. Yeah, but no, they're totally doing that. They're playing Magic the Gathering on Zoom as well. And
oh yeah, that I can see that working.
So they're kind of all adapting, which is it's really interesting. It's been really fun to watch, sort of. And they go out anyway. They go for bike rides and they do all kinds of stuff. So they're like kind of just
Yeah.
living in an alternate universe, and they have no school, and they're so happy, and school's a year, so they're all like excited, whatever.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
think it's great that like now more than ever they have to rely on technology, and they're still playing the 2 games that don't require technology.
yes, exactly. I was so like, I'm so excited for that. Like they're just,
Yeah, you should be really proud of that.
and it's kind of neat. So I didn't show. I'll have to send you a picture. So his friend had a birthday party, and they're doing these like birthday parades now, where you get in your car and you drive past the person's house. It's kind of a suburb, you know. And he made a giant 20-sided dice as his friend's birthday card. And
wow.
Inside, we stuffed it with a bunch of balloons, and we stuffed it with like, his birthday card and stuff. And then he got out and gave it to him. The thing was like 3 feet across. Each panel was an 18-inch equilateral triangle. So it was so crazy. It was so fun. That was kind of neat. So we've been doing cool stuff like that. It's been pretty cool.
He's like my favorite person in the GCA. He's the one I have the most in common with.
He's so awesome. He's
a 12-year-old boy.
Waiting for him to like not want to hang out, but he still just wants to hang out with us, which is really fun. And yeah, he's so fun. We're playing. It's called Unstable Unicorns, and it's this card game that, in the way that I am, obviously, I'm always like, oh, this is so dumb. I don't want to play this. And then all of a sudden, I think it's the greatest thing in the world once I learn. So him and my wife were playing forever, and I was like, that game's so stupid. And then now I'm like, every night, I'm like, all right, let's go. You know, we have these angry, and so we're all battling. Funny, it's kind of it's a great card game, but it's a little bit, it's pretty funny because there's like, it uses unicorns, but there's like Stabby the unicorn, and there's like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unicorn, and all these unicorns. It's really bleak and fun, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. So we've been doing that a lot, which is really
that
fun.
sounds cool.
Yeah, but we're definitely like lo-fi, bread baking.
Yeah, I love that.
Just in our little cottage, you know, just doing our thing. So it's been really great. And they're gonna open the beaches soon, so we'll get our beach pass and do all that. So it'll be good. Kind of rolling into.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. They're gonna limit it to 50% of people, which I don't really understand how they're gonna do that, but.
Good luck with that, Dale. The lakes here are insane right now.
Yeah,
but also it's like 1,000 degrees where you are, baby Jacob. It's still like 65 here.
That's true.
But the beach can control the flow because you can stop everybody at the door, at the gate, you know, kind of thing. Like, because everybody drives there, so they can control it, which is weird. Well, I don't know. I'm looking forward to that. But that's nerd out of the day.
You know, Patrick used to say that your painting should be pretty all the time.
Yeah.
So that goes against your awkward adolescence.
I think if your intention is there, but I don't think it's impossible. I don't think it's, you know.
Whenever he used to say that, I used to just want to scream.
I mean, that's the thing to strive for. That's always in my head, is like, if you drop dead, you know, at any second, it's the last thing someone sees, you know, it doesn't look nice at that stage. So, but it's I don't know, it's so hard to do. But yeah, I think that's correct for sure. Or a good thing to strive for.
Jose, I saw you posted on Instagram. Can we get an update from you too? Oh. Hold on,
Okay.
you're muted. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking. Okay. Okay, let me see. This is how it's looking so far. So it's not exactly as what I'm seeing. I'm trying to find like interesting shapes, interesting colors. So I want the paint to be like thick in some areas and transparent in other areas. And I don't know, just trying to have fun and make something different, something that I really like. I'm not copying what I see, as I said. Like the leaves look completely different.
Can you talk about your choice to cut off the flowers at the top?
Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about this concept of the things getting out of the picture. I think I've seen paintings of artists that I really like doing that. And by not seeing the main thing of the painting, you imagine what it will be. And for me, it's very interesting to imagine how it is or what color it has. You know, like if the main focus is hidden, then it gives you room to imagine and be creative. And I think by doing that, the painting becomes more yours. So the viewer is more in like it's a process. The painting doesn't complete until the viewer sees the painting. And I like that. So I'm just trying to do that. I don't know if it's working, but I really want to achieve that. And I've been trying so hard to do that for the last year, and it's been crazy. Like I've done so many bad paintings, and I've used so many good panels and throw them in the trash. This is actually a reused panel. It has like 3 layers. So hopefully this will be the last damn layer. Yeah. I'm also trying to be faithful to the story that I did. So this is the little story. Because I think when you do like small stories, you can see the painting, like you can see the full composition from like very small, so you see the entire thing. It's like when you see a painting from far away and it works. I wanted to achieve that, and I think this really works in my head. So I'm trying to be very faithful to this little story.
Thank you. Thanks for that insight into your process and what you're working through. And then also, I think a lot of people can identify with like throwing out their panel or like painting over paintings and what that goes through too. Is everyone just going to have little snacks and not meals to get through the 6 hours?
For now.
Peanuts and coffee and chocolate raisins.
Nice.
I already had lunch.
Joy Landon isn't here?
Landon's not here, and I thought he was gonna join.
Because this is his element right here, like posing a stupid question for everybody to talk about when the room gets too quiet.
Maybe you should text him and tell him that.
No, all right. But I do remember one of his stupid questions when we were talking about it the other night. If you had to live eternity in a hotel, where would it be? What time and what place? I'm especially interested in Dale's answer.
Wait, what? Wait, hang on. Tell me that again. I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
You have to live an eternity in a hotel. It can be any time and any place. But like, so you want to like pick the place where you could spend forever with that type of people and maybe that kind of entertainment and that location. For instance, I picked the Sands in like 1966 because I think I could live with Dean Martin forever.
Oh yeah. It'd be in Paris, turn of the century somewhere, probably. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, like Montmartre.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. That would be cool. Yeah, probably something like that. Like the Four Seasons, though, something super like.
You're just gonna go schwank?
Yeah, super swanky turn. I want to be like rich turn of the century.
I want to be rich anytime. Whenever somebody wants to play that game of like, what other time would you like to live? And I'm like, pretty much as long as I'm rich, I'm good with anything, except for maybe France in the Revolution.
Back then, if you had money, you'd probably live longer, you'd live better. So yeah, you want money. Doesn't make, now we can all kind of do what we can do, but it'd still be nice.
Well, and as a woman, I would like to avoid that whole like servitude bit.
Oh yeah, that'd be a drag. That's true.
Nobody else wants to tell me where they want to spend eternity?
Are you allowed to exit the?
No, man, you're stuck on the grounds forever.
But like, do the grounds, like, can you go outside and be on the grounds? Or are you only inside?
I mean,
like a Howard Hughes kind of thing, where you're all like.
Just tell us your answer, Jacob, and we'll tell you if it qualifies or not.
Somewhere up in the mountains. Like,
oh, you want to go like the Overlook or something?
Yeah, some nice view.
We have Tracy watching the YouTube who says she'd like to be trapped in the Biltmore.
Yeah, not a bad choice. I just feel like Dean Martin would like do a really good job of keeping things light.
Probably. Need a lot of alcohol, a lot of like happy hours.
Absolutely. Well, honestly, if I'm stuck eternity somewhere, I'm gonna drink myself out of it as pretty much as quickly as possible. So, who you want to go down with? Dean Martin.
Eternity. You're gonna be there forever. It's like your purgatory, isn't it?
Oh man, really? All right.
Well, yeah, eternity's a long time, as far as I know. I don't know.
But like, you can't commit suicide?
No, it's forever. It's your. That's it. It's like the afterlife for you or something,
All right, I'm still sticking with my choice.
Yeah, no, I think that's strong. Although it might get old after a while, but.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure anything would, right?
True. That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Molly, Emily, is it possible to move the angle of your laptop so we can see a little bit? I know the light, but someone was asking on the YouTube, just to, if it could have another angle where it lives permanently without you holding it. Hold on, trying to unmute you here. Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna bring something to change the setup of this, and I'll be back.
Only if you're at a stopping point for a moment.
Yeah. I mean, I take breaks all the time. So.
Oh, Jessica Artman. Now you have a setup going.
Whoop, just
Yeah, I do. And I'm just looking at everyone's sort of like camera angle, see if I can adjust what I'm doing as well.
Yes, how are you doing?
Hey, Mark, how are you? Good to see you.
Are you guys the same year? I don't remember graduating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I just ran across a picture that I took in front of our graduating wall, you know, and our names are listed. It's like, that was a long time ago now. I can't believe it. Time flies.
So where are you now?
I'm in your old stomping ground, West New York.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Except for it's actually really horrible. No one should come out here.
New Jersey, nobody's going, Jess.
Yeah, don't worry, Jess.
Hey, New Jersey is very underrated.
It is. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm all a part of the rage, and also I don't have to deal with the bullshit.
Right. Yeah. You just hop on the ferry and you can be in the city in 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't think you guys should call it West New York. You should just call it New Jersey. It's like you're trying to, you know.
Well, technically, I'm in Guttenberg.
My old stomping grounds.
It's so small. Yeah, it's so small. Nobody, like even people in New Jersey are like, where's that?
Slightly north of West New York.
Yeah, it's sort of like snuck into, it's like maybe 2 blocks wide and 10 blocks long.
Right.
It's really weird.
Do you take the $2 bus, which I'm sure is no longer $2?
Yeah, I know. I haven't, but it's always getting in my way.
They're very scary. I'm just telling you right now, the drivers are
scary. Willow. Scary people get on it.
Well, that was me at one point.
You know. Yeah.
So how's Charlie doing? Is he still on the doing the sculpture?
Yeah, he's there, and they're approaching their first major deadline where the first section is going to go off to the foundry. So they're kind of feeling some pressure.
Uh-huh.
But I think that they're doing really well. You know, working really fast with, given the amount, you know, how large the piece is. It's just a matter of, you know, not letting there be any like hiccups or anything along the way.
Right.
Because some interesting things have come up in terms of like just posing models. And actually the next section they're doing is there's a battle scene, and so they're really going to have to get creative on how to you know, set up the models so it's easy for the models, but also easy for the artists. And
well, you can do they could do the bit where they're having a gas attack, so everyone has to wear masks.
No, they do have the masks on their sides, like in the sculpture. Did you see it?
I've only seen some pictures like that were they put online, and the occasional video that they put up.
Yeah.
I'd love to go and see it. I would
Oh,
love.
it's so cool. It's so crazy.
Jess, can you provide context if people don't know who you're referring to?
Oh, okay.
In the project.
Charlie is my husband and alum of GCA. And he
is to come out of the school.
Yeah. Y'all look out. He is working on a, well, he, first of all, graduated GCA with a focus in sculpture, which is kind of rare. And we still kind of have debates over the point of drawing or painting. But he's working on the National World War I Memorial, which will be installed in DC in about 2 or 3 years from now. And it's being created or sculpted in Englewood, New Jersey, not too far from schools, maybe 30 minutes from school. So hopefully, you know, when all this is over, they'll be able to have like an open house again. They had an open house over Christmas. So people can see the sculpture end process, and they do post pretty regularly on the Instagram. And I think there's a website where they have some updates on like the whole site. So there's a specific site, it's or like a park that's being renovated in DC that it's going in. That's what Mark and I are talking about.
Good job, Jess.
Thanks.
Let's look at your setup.
I am really inspired by Dale Zinkowski in this setup with some spilling berries.
You need everyone to say all of this.
But also I was like, the white bowl. So for me, I'm really interested in like pushing some color right now. And at first I was thinking that I wasn't going to get here that quickly, and I probably will have to leave again soon. And I was thinking about just doing like this little glass. So it essentially would be like a color field with, you know, the illusion, right? Or the like placing the optical balance of how to do glass. And I kind of like that as I don't want to say it's like a cheat, but it's like making a painting that has form, but it's totally optically influenced. And but I thought that that was a little bit of a scapegoat. So I threw in the berry and the bowls, or the bowls and the bowl and the berries. And then it reminded me of Grant's painting. I was just gonna have the white bowl with the blueberries. And I was like, no, I have to dump these over because this looks so familiar. And that's because Grant just did the blueberries with the bird.
That psycho bird.
And so I'm like, okay, well, I gotta spill these. And I was like, shoot, Dale spilled his berries.
Yeah, the image of Dale's with the blueberries we used to, here's another plug, advertise his class, his online still life painting class. So anyway.
Nice.
But I like the homage there, Jess.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Jess also